You have come a long way, traveler. What is it that you seek?
Yes. Can I get a number 2 with a large fry and a Dr. Pepper, please?
Alright, Sky Masters. I got asked again today, something I get asked a lot, and it's pick your favorite photo. And I don't know, man, this is something that's gotten harder for me over the years. It's just gotten a lot harder for me. And I tell you what, this time it's gotten easier for me because I just, I got to think outside the box. I got to find a loophole, and that's what I do. I'm such a weasel. So we're going to talk about some of my favorite photos, and we're going to look through some of these things, and I'm going to show you how I got around this question. And yeah. So we got some cool stuff up here. I got we see some older build things here. I don't even know what that is in the top left corner. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. Some kind of an array gun. I see the Tesla nightclub build. Part of the first the maze that we had. The robot guy. Little UFOs. We got the Eiffel Tower in there. We got the park that's in front of the tower. Some weird mushroom thing. Here's the fun house. Look, it was like going down memory lane here, guys. This is pretty cool. Got the teepee with the lights hanging out of the top right over here. What we got here? Just some duplicates here. Oh, look at this jumbled mess. This was like some weird labyrinth thing that I was trying to make at some point in time. The Gek Shack, that's made its debut here recently. Oh, they got a deep sea dive right there. The Isle of Telemon. I mean, how many builds have I done? I mean, I'm getting up there. I got to recount, man. It's got to be 3. I got to build for every day of the year. I can honestly say that with certainty, probably more. Okay, here's the clock tower from Back to the Future. Cool, cool, cool. We got the pirate ships. Just cool shots. Custom ships in there. Look at these big old sand. Oh, look at these. I love this picture right here. This was a cool time when the wires came. Super glitchy. All kinds of weird stuff was happening then. Deep sea dive right over there. That was super deep water. I remember that day. Chilling out with the black hole there. That's some wicked stuff right there. The first interstellar build. I need to get it back to that status. That was the best looking one, and it was probably super easy. And I've been trying to nail that again, and I don't know what I did that first time to make it look so dang cool. I know I didn't do anything magical. It was something easy and lazy, I'm sure. Man, look at the rows. We've got the female form, the huge Borg box, another city build, whatever the heck that is. I mean, some of the artwork you can't even give a name. It's just like, it's that thing with the lights that's like this, Cool custom ships and everything in here. Just awesome, man. This is cool stuff. We're just going down memory lane. There's a whole bunch of photos. How do you pick one out of all these cool things? Bugs. I've got big spider builds. You guys have seen all this weird little light things. All this. This is when I crashed the ship. Huge Diplos. Oh, look at that photo. That's one of my favorite photos right there. I could probably pick that photo as honestly one of my favorites with the old pieces going through it. The hula hoop, I ended up putting that around myself. That build is cool right here. That was a cool build. What else we got in here, man? Yeah, we got the Death Star and the Enterprise chilling all in one. Kraken, so we got the Kraken builds down there. Cool stuff. We're just gonna kind of spin around here and look at some things. So it's hard to pick one, you know what I'm saying? Here it is, like huge fish when I'm sitting inside of his mouth. There's a little Gek. This is kind of new. This was super huge. We're actually going to be putting these mods back on and going and having a good time while we can. It's already wins of updates and stuff. 4-leaf clovers, man. I got a new spot that's 4-leaf clover heaven. and we're gonna check that out. Getting tied up in the lights, just so cool. So I can't pick any just one photo. I mean, look at all these. The flower of life. I could go on forever through my 10,000 photos and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And there's always something there. So I just had to go. You know what? That's it, man. Let's just do a mosaic. And let's do the mind-blown mosaic of the 10,000 photos that I have, and that's what I got here in front of you here now. And we're just gonna go. We see how like it we look to it. I can't post a photo of this because it's so high res that you just can't understand it. We've got to go into it and dig and microscopically go through this and check it out for you. So that's why I did the video like this, because I think it's cool as shit. You know? Anyway, man, I love you guys, man. Eat your peas. Call your mother. Tell somebody you love them. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Ooh, No Man's Sky? You like No Man's Sky? I like No Man's Sky. We both like No Man's Sky, and we have something in common already. I like odd things that nobody has done before, and I do odd things that nobody has done before in the realm of No Man's Sky. So you should maybe go check those things out. They're underneath. They've been buried so far, nobody knows about them. Go check out all these cool videos of mine, and then smash that like and subscribe and hit that little bell down there so you know when that next video that nobody's seen has come out, and you can be the first one to comment. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace.
Hey guys, remember to hit that like and subscribe button.
Planet Earth, and we don't like what we see. You guys need to hold hands and get along. What the heck is going on? And I said, hey, lion man, what the heck is going on in my geek head? It makes me feel just a little peculiar. So I wake in the morning and I smoke some now. say what the heck is going on down there, guys.
Alright, no man's high. I can't get the other camera to work right now. I don't understand why I can't get the other camera to work. Let me get the microphone up a little bit better so you can at least hear me properly. My face doesn't really matter, really. We could just turn that off. But I'll tell you what, people like it, I guess. It makes it more intimate, I guess. And you guys want to be real intimate with me, I know. So, well, I tell you what, we are rocking around the Christmas tree. I hope you get some nip. Walk with me through this cave, and we're gonna take a trip. Rocking around this Christmas tree. I think somebody's been hitting the nip a little bit too much this morning. Hey, we got this crazy frozen tundra here with all this green and frozen stuff. So I was like, man, you know what? I think this would be kind of cool to throw down the old Christmas tree. What the hell is that thing at? Oh, look at the spirals going up the middle of it. It's just disappeared. It is so wonkered out. Look at all this garbage up there. Okay, let's get back over there. All right, I was going to make a dramatic entrance, but that is not going to happen because, well, we've got the game super maxed out, and then it's in 4K, and we got Normandies all hanging out over here, just teasing everyone. Let's see if we can get a nice little photo here for the folks back home. They're never going to believe this. All right, here we go. Let's Normandy this. This is my Christmas card for the folks back home. I mean, we visited the country's world. Oh, you know, if you ever driven across country in America, anyway, you know that almost every state has the world's largest something. I don't know, twine ball or I don't know. I've seen them all, man. I've been across country here quite a few times, and it's just funny, I think, to me. So yeah, we got the world's largest Christmas tree. It's a postcard. It's in Isadora's Must be the sign-in station over here, huh? All right, how do you get in this place? I see some golden Diplos down there. Must be my signal. It's almost like I know the guy who built this. Real punk. Guy's not cool at all. Mean. Super mean. Sky Masters or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know. Some nerd. Alright. I wanted to say, this is an old build. So, I mean, as amazing as it is, it's definitely, you're going to look at it now and go, hold up, man. Aren't you better than this? No. No, but it's really good. I could do it a lot better, for sure. And it was decorated by UTech, but I think this is not the decorated version. I had it slimmed down so I could probably add the stuff upstairs. But as you've seen from the outside, my Fibonacci spiral staircase that goes inwards, you can definitely see where that was inspired now. From some of that Math XYZ geometry. It could be done a lot better with different pieces. This is pretty lazy. I'm gonna sad. Yeah, we got some of those modded lights beaming out outside. We can kind of see them focusing in on us right here, right now. Let's see if we can get a look at that over there. Cool, just the light beams going through everything. I like that they do that. So you can work to that to your advantage. This needs to be redone. Look at the garbage. It is straight up garbage. I'm highlighting my own garbage build right now. It's still amazing. I just think it's lazy garbage in my on my standards here. It's old. It was for a competition and we rushed it out, and I had UTech come in here and he decorated the inside, which really helped out on the tour, because if the tour would have looked like this, which is kind of boring, it's like, oh, a spiral staircase, oh, okay, big star and all this crazy stuff. The outside, well, it's still nice, but the run up is kind of boring. Hey, let me mind you, this is this is before the teleporters came in. I mean, we were begging for teleporters forever, so one of the biggest pivotal points of the game, because then we ended up with stairs like this. And what the hell is going on here? Alright. I tell you what, speaking of nip-nip, man, look at those damn nip-nip trees out there. Absolutely beautiful. It's so green. It needs a lot of red. Let's try and throw some red in there. Alright, what the hell do we have up there? How do we get up there? We got a lot of stuff going on up here. Alright, so this is Bizarro's capital build. And we'll have to get into it. It's up, this piece right there is, anyway. The Christmas tree is obviously mine, because disordered, chaotic build is my specialty. So yeah. Yeah, that needs to go. That's probably hurting the build right there. But that's a cool entrance. I think that's a dope-ass photo. Let's go ahead and pull this back out. Now that's a really, that'll be the cinematic reveal shot right here for the video. Now, just absolutely wicked. Let's walk in here and look at this thing. Now, as soon as I step onto this platform right here, this is not my build. This is Bizarro's. Absolutely fantastic. Let's we gotta get a shot of that right there. Yeah, there you go. You can actually get it some justice here on this piece. Just drop the sun down. Let's center that up a little bit. Gosh, I mean, with the wall being there, am I going to even be able to kick it back a little bit? Alright, there we go. And that is the shot, if you ever seen the shot, I guess. I mean, does it get any better with contrast of any sort, other sorts? As dark as you can. Guess so. Now, I bet you it'd probably look a lot better if we turn the light switch off and make it red. Right? Isn't that what happens? Let's get a shot of that here real quick here. Chking. What is it? There it is. Chink. I was waiting for my chinks. Alright, pretty neat, huh? That's pretty cool. I think so. We learned a lot from this. I won't get into explaining exactly. Well, I mean, she's really good with placing things, but I would say that this was, I don't know, really good at, I don't know if it's an import or they just really just replaced the points on the other model that they had built, which was, it's a possibility that it's hand built. I mean, it's not super complicated or anything, but it's precise, and it definitely took some knowledge and some skills for certain. And it's just wicked to look at, man. Right? Stunning and beautiful. No, I don't know what happened to Bizarro. They seem to just kind of, well, I mean, I fell off too, and I've changed my name, and I get it. So, I was going to say, I don't know what happened to them or why, but I know why. Let's take a flight out here. Christmas tree, star, Bizarro, build, crazy tour, 4K. Can't hit that 60 because my machine ain't built for 4K at 60. But, you know, it's not a really competitive game, so I think it's just fine. And a lot of my shots I want to slow down anyway, and I feel like it's almost like it's almost like forces you to do like camera stabilization yourself as I'm playing. I mean, I'm more conscious of it. It's a little bit, you know. I damn sure wouldn't complain until I was gaming, not trying to shoot somebody.
Sorry guys, OBS is only showing part of the screen. I'm fast forwarding the video.
You're looking for updates? I can tell. You don't look like you're about to cry. Why? I don't know.
Why, what's going on out there? It's your favorite No Man's Sky cover band, Allison Geck, and I'm your favorite singer, Geck Staley, and I'm just here on your planet, just loving it and having a great time. Here is our newest song. I hope you enjoy. This one goes out to Artemis. Or anyone that's had to upload a loved one lately. I can't really sing really good to you Earthlings, but I sure do love you. Alright, Artemis. It seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track and you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block, but no, Artemis, they got to know that life ain't easy what it seems to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. To your family, I'll fulfill your dream in the future. I can't wait to see if you open up those gates for me. Reminiscence of the time I uploaded my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again when it's real. The feelings are hard to conceal. I can't imagine all the pain that I feel. Give it anything to hear half your breath. I still know you're living your life after death. Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when an update will be great. What a path to take, every update they bring, I'll be missing you.
I have been uploaded into the simulation. My human form seems strange in this digital land. The portal to our world has been opened. Artemis now has a choice, and so do you. You take the blue pill, the story ends, and you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I'm on a fantastic journey to look for the origins of life. I shall be travelling not only around the world, but back in time to try and build a picture of what life was like in that very early period. It will be a journey full of wonders. Parts of it were unknown until only a few years ago. In 50 years of program making, I've been lucky enough to explore the living world in all its splendor and complexity. Now I'm off to explore the origins of all this, to look for the very first living creatures that appeared on the planet. In recent years, scientists have unearthed dramatic evidence of what those first creatures were like. We can also find clues in living animals. From the moment they appeared to the time that they took their pioneering steps on land, we can deduce how animals acquired bodies that moved, eyes that saw, and mouths that ate. And we can understand how those first organisms laid the foundations for modern animals as we know them today.
Hello, old boy. How are you?
Including you and me. The history of life can be thought of as a many-branched tree, with all species alive today related to common ancestors down near the base. The 5 kingdoms of life, the main branches, were established early on. Bacteria, protists, amoeba-like creatures, fungi, plants, and animals. That, for me, is the most fascinating question of all. How and when did they first appear? Charnia was a marine organism, part of an ancient community of living things that lived in darkness at the bottom of an ocean. That much we do know. But what was this strange creature? When did it first appear? And how is it related to modern animals? The answers to these questions are only now beginning to emerge. Charnia is more than 8 times older than the oldest dinosaur. It lived about 560 million years ago. But compared with the age of life itself, that's nothing. Before Charnia and other complex organisms existed, the only living things were microscopic single cells. They first appeared about 3.5 billion years ago, when the Earth was a very different place. The early continents were still forming. The days were a mere 6 hours long, because at that time the Earth was spinning much faster on its axis than it does today. The land was dominated by volcanoes, hostile and lifeless. But deep in the oceans, life had begun. The latest theory is that chemicals spewing from underwater volcanic vents solidified and created towers like these, and this produced the conditions needed for the first cells to form. Some of these began to harness the energy of sunlight, just as plants do today, and formed colonies. These rocky stromatolites in Western Australia have been constructed by very similar photosynthesizing bacteria. Others managed to survive by extracting nourishment directly from the environment, like the fungi and animals that would later evolve. This state of affairs continued for a vast period of time. Fragments of red stone are embedded in the darker rock. They look out of place, and in fact they are. Geologists call them drop stones. They were transported here by glaciers. Life was nearly annihilated before it had truly begun.
It's difficult to imagine how life managed to survive in those circumstances. But survive it did. As the glaciers retreated, so nutrient-rich meltwater flooded into the oceans.
For the surviving cells, this flood of ground-up rock was a bonanza. For the microbes that could photosynthesize, the pulverized rock was a potent fertilizer. And their growth would have a direct influence on early animal cells.
Cyanobacteria and other oxygen-producing microbes began to bloom across the globe.
These flourished in colonies of plant-like microbes that pumped out enormous volumes of oxygen. And it was this increase in oxygen that was the key to the rise of the animal kingdom.
Now, simple microscopic life had the fuel it needed to develop into something bigger.
The fossils in these rocks are both wonderful and bizarre. When the sun is low in the sky, the slanting light shows up their structure in great detail. Organisms were no longer just clumps of undifferentiated cells like sponges. They were organized into defined shapes. Here, There are not only hundreds of examples of Charnia, but a whole community of other strange creatures. Everywhere you look, there are complex markings and indentations of one kind or another. It's almost as though children have been playing in wet sand. It's like walking through a carpet of ancient creatures. It's difficult to imagine that 565 million years ago, this was the bottom of the ocean, and these were some of the first animals to live on this planet. And then, over hundreds of millions of years, mountain-building forces thrust the whole seafloor upwards to its present position on the coast of Canada. Dr. Guy Narbonne is a world expert on the fossils of Mistaken Point. This new mobility was only made possible by a major change in the layout of animals' bodies.
When we get to Ediacara, we still have some of those beautiful fractal-like forms that you see in Mistaken Point. But in the Ediacara Hills, we see something very different. And that is, for the first time, you see a blueprint for all animals from then on, including ourselves.
So now this is something you'd like to...
The modern animal body plan is called bilateral symmetry, that had developed in this way. It had a head and a tail, and so it moved in a particular direction.
It's quite likely that they had sensory organs concentrated in the head. This head demonstrates that sensory capacity had evolved.
It was able to sense where food was likely to be on the seafloor, and therefore clearly had a mechanism for actually moving towards that food.
Bilateral animals like Sprigina had another advantage. Between the head and the tail, there are numerous segments. So these animals could increase in size by simply adding more segments. What is more, each segment could do a particular job. Once you start to move, you develop a front end, and that becomes your head. And you also, by definition, have a back end, and in between, segments on which you can add appendages. On that basic pattern, you can add further features. On the front end, that's where you need sense organs, eyes, feelers. On the appendages, you can modify them to be hooks and claws, which help you catch things. And at the back end, there will be a paw from which you excrete the waste products. And that is the basic body plan of almost all the animals that are alive on Earth today. It had taken 3,000 million years for multicellular organisms to appear for the first time. But now, less than 100 million years later, an evolutionary blink of an eye, animals had appeared that had the same basic body plan as most that live today. They had heads and tails and segmented bodies, and they were able to move to find food. How was it that animals had suddenly become so complex? The Ediacara Hills may hold the evidence for an answer to that question. Living organisms don't live forever. If a species is to survive, it has to reproduce. And the first simple animals did that very simply, by straightforwardly dividing. But if a species is to survive, it also has to have the ability to change with the changing environment. And to do that involves reproducing in a rather different way. Evidence of how that happened can also...
Alright guys, we gotta do back proud. Let's do this. Ooh. Oh yeah, that sounds funky. Oh man, I can work with this. What you playing over there? You guys ready for me to lay this down? Rayman with the loser and the quick control. Babies and Reno with the vitamin D. I got a couple of couches, I sleep on the love seat. Somebody came saying to complain about a shotgun waiting and a stain on my shirt. Don't believe everything that you breathe. You get a parking violation and a maggot on your sleeve. So shake your face with some mace in the dark. Saving all your food stamps and burning down the trailer park. Yo, cut it. Forces of evil in a bozo nightmare. Ban all the music with a phony gas chamber. Cause one's got a whistle and the other's got a flag. One's on the pole, shove the other in a bag. Rerun shows and the cocaine nose job. The take them crash with the folk finger stop. He hung himself with the guitar strings. A slab of turkey neck, penis hanging from a pigeon wing. You can't wait if you can't relate. Trade the cash for the beat, for the body, for the hate. And my time is a piece of wax. It's falling on the termite. It's choking on the splinters.
Body person. You're bringing it down.